Draisine. If that word doesn't ring a bell, we don't blame you. It's a vehicle running on rails, most easily explained as a train bike. And today we're going on a ride that's rumored to take us on a spectacular journey through tunnels and in between steep mountains and cliffs running straight into the ocean on one of these railway bicycles.
Hello, I'm Tora and this is Jörn. Half a decade ago, we traveled around the world, quite literally, and caught the travel bug big time. Since then, we've been to more than 60 countries, and a few years ago we became the first Norwegian couple to get married at Mount Everest Base Camp. Due to COVID and travel restrictions, we're now exploring our home country of Norway.
The Draisine we'll be riding today is located in Norway, more specifically in Flekkefjord, and is known as the Flekkefjordbanen. Luckily for us, it's less than 2 hours of driving from our home, and the weather couldn't be any better.
Flekkefjordbanen was built in the late 1800s between Flekkefjord and Egersund, but it's been a lot of changes to the railroad since that time. And the road we're on right now, it was actually a part of the railroad. It used to be part of a railroad, but it was decommissioned and changed to a road for cars. Because of the numerous tunnels along the way, some safety equipment is required. And we need to put on a helmet, headlight and high visibility jacket.
So Tora's tried to fit the headlight, but
Yeah.
in between the helmet and the face it just...
I mean, it has to fit here somewhere, but it just keeps falling down.
Well, it's a good thing the guy here told us it's only, 8 kilometers of tunnels in pitch black, where if you don't use your headlight then you're gonna see absolutely nothing. So, you know,
Yeah.
no biggie. Yeah, and off we go. Woohoo! Ooh, it's bumping. Aha! How are you doing back there? This is quite noisy. It's also incredibly dark in here. What you're seeing on camera is like a million times brighter than it actually is. I really have to stress just how dark it is. I couldn't see what was right in front of me, and with a bad headlight it was like riding blind. Looking through the camera helped a bit, as it requires much less light to see than our eyes. For you camera geeks out there, the camera is set to ISO 50,000 to capture this. We're out, but there's a new tunnel coming up, and yeah, I'm not gonna see a thing, so I think we need to do a quick stop and check what's actually going on. Because we can't do this for 8 kilometers straight. That's just not gonna work. We're coming up on a tunnel again. I've switched my lights around now. Let's see if this is any better. Oh, this is scary. Oh, I can see something! I can see a tiny bit! Was that our second tunnel?
I think that was our third tunnel.
Third, okay, so 14 tunnels to go then. It's really beautiful here. You have a look around.
There are multiple crossings where you have to slow down or come to an almost complete stop. There are also several bridges to cross. The first one is rather large with a long drop down, but the next one is smaller and crosses a river right before it enters the ocean. Many of the old buildings at the train stops can still be seen along the tracks. Look how cute and yellow it is!
David! Berätta! I just saw a beaver. Can you see it? It's right there. Okay, I don't want to get any closer because I feel sorry for the little fella. You can see him right there. I mean, if I can get this thing to focus. Yeah. I mean, this was so noisy. Let's leave him alone, because I also have no clue what he's going to do if he feels threatened.
Yeah, there are other people coming too.
Yeah. If they're coming now, we should probably point it out to them.
Well, that was exciting. If it was a beaver, it's not something you see every day. But it could also have been a muskrat. If that's the case, it might be the first documented case in this part of the country.
Traveling further, we see a small round building. This is a water tower, used to keep water for the trains, back in the day when they were steam powered.
We just crossed what officially is the halfway point. 8.5 kilometers in each direction. How are you feeling so far?
I'm a bit hot, but apart from that, it's great.
But it's not your fault you're good looking.
Sorry?
It's not your fault you're good looking.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Oh, there's a warning here. We're gonna pick up some pace. And look at that view. This is just amazing. This is what we came to see. And if pictures from the internet are to be believed, it's gonna be even more beautiful further ahead. Holy crap, there's like 1 meter from us, no, half a meter, and straight down. This is it. I mean, look at this place. We've reached the end of the rails now, and we're having a little bit of a break because we can't go back until 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think that's so that everyone that comes this way can turn around so that we won't run into one another in the middle of the tracks. It's 17 kilometers in total, which is quite a lot. I mean, we saw many things along the way.
Yeah.
And apparently it took 7 years to complete. It's all done by manual labor, which is quite impressive when you think about it. Because there are 17 tunnels and they're all, you know, like hand carved out.
Yeah.
All, no machinery involved, which is quite crazy.
Really long.
Yes, I mean it was
Yeah.
pitch black in there. Our headlights, we thought they were good, but no, they're not. And unfortunately, 7 people died during the construction as well. So there's, you know, a lot of time, effort, resources and people that went into making this thing happen. So when it was decommissioned, I think it's a lot of work and a shame to just see it fall into ruin. So being able to repurpose it for this is great. And if you were to make a tourist attraction with these scenic views from scratch, it would cost a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be feasible today to do at all. So this is really, really great. So should we pack up now and go back? I mean, we do have another 17 kilometers to go.
Yeah, sure.
As we were preparing to go back, Tora suddenly decided to climb up on the tunnel. And there's not really any point in spending time trying to talk her out of it.
There are a bunch of thorny bushes up here. So, ow. I have a thorn in my hand. Ooh, this is the scary part. Ah. Woo. I'm the queen of the trains!
Now, returning is exactly the same as going there. So rather than show bits and pieces going back, here's a time lapse of the entire track, more or less. We've trimmed the tunnels as they're just minutes of pitch black nothing and cut away some of our brakes. Because railroad tracks are fairly level, it's not really a problem pedaling here, and the metal on metal wheels and smooth surface makes for low resistance. But an all-metal bike also makes it a lot heavier than a regular one. Leaving Flekkefjord station, we really thought it was flattish all the way, but on the return we realized that from the halfway point and back, it was almost all downhill. So that's a nice way to end the trip.
From the 1st of May until the 11th of October, the Flekkefjord line is open every day. It costs 500 to 600 Norwegian kroner, about 60 to 70 US dollars per bike, which is a tandem bike with 2 people pedaling and 1 adult or 2 children on the bench seat. It takes about 1.5 hours to ride one way, and you have 4 hours in total to complete the trip back and forth. As the last half of the turn is mostly downhill, you don't need to worry too much about the time. Gravity will do the heavy lifting and get you there before you know it. Do remember to bring some warm clothes, as the tunnels are a bit cold year-round. To book a trip, check the link in the description. That's not sponsored, by the way.
As the pandemic will still prevent us from going abroad within the next months, we'll continue to visit local Norwegian places like this. If you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when we post new videos. Also, like this video if you enjoyed it. That way we'll know what you want to see more of.